Yes, welcome back again and good morning. This being the last section of Why in the Morning. This being a Tuesday, of course, we talk about entrepreneurship and also innovation. So we want to talk about matters about money and how to budget your money and where to invest your money this 2026. And in the studio, you saw him here, tukuwa naye tangu asubuhi na bado hajaenda, but now I'll be your host na pia I'll be the interviewer interviewing the interviewee. Welcome back again, Brian Sakwa.
It's about to go down, bro. I hope you're not going to interview me. I hope you're not. I'm scared.
It's more of a conversation.
You know, the last time nilikuwa on a podcast, I think ilikuwa Africa on Ikonini. It was last year in October. Where I thought it's easy to just answer questions, bruh. The guy went in, and at some point I was sweating. I had anxiety, but I guess maybe it was the topic, because the topic was about my dad's abduction and torture. It's something I had never had. But on a professional topic, I will nail it.
This one is easy. It's about money.
I promise you.
Everybody knows about money.
I promise you, I will nail it. Let's go.
Okay. So just start it over. What's one of the biggest mistakes that young people actually make when they get their first paycheck?
Wow. When I got my first paycheck, when was that? What company was that? Let me try to remember. I think it was a radio gig I had way back. It was an internship. And kulikuwa na techno, sijui kulikuwa na techno gani ilikuwa tumetokea. It was a good phone for
when year was it?
Could have been in 2015, 2016-ish hapo hivyo.
When I was doing Canon.
Yes, a Canon. Absolutely true. A Canon. So I think nililipa 15,000 and I spent like 10k buying a mobile phone, bro. Nikabaki na 5k. The good thing dad was around and he was supporting me, so sikufeel sana. But now that I'm older, that was a big mistake. Deadly mistake, bro. Like, mbona umelipa 15,000 ukachukua 10k umebuy sim, bro. That was very silly. Silly of me.
Okay, like you are still a working class
I just
guy.
wanted actually to satisfy, like, buy gadgets na pesa zangu. But thank God, Dad was still around. He's like, Brian, really? Yeah. But he was also proud of me, though. But now that I'm older, and now I'm mature, I'm a full-blown adult, I'm like, bro, I'd rather have a mulika mwizi than take the money I have and then buy an expensive gadget. Because at the end of the day, like for me, yes, I do content as well alongside everything. I think you need budgeting. You need to budget, like, for example, if you're intending to buy a shirt, you're intending to buy a mobile phone still, or maybe you want to go out and have some good time. I think it has to fall in line with the budget, because me too many times I find myself in situations where I'm like, nilifika hapa aje? Bro, nilijipata hapa aje?
Without even a plan.
Yes, so I think planning helps, and also from the guests, gathering from the conversations I've had with guests here. I've interviewed a lot of people from the finance sector, the banking sector, tech innovators. The common thing that they talk about is having a financial plan and budgeting still. So I think that's something I've also had to learn the hard way as a full-blown adult who just turned 30. So it's very, very, very important having a budgeting plan.
Amazing. So I think one of the biggest mistakes that the youth mostly actually make when they first get that big money is just they want to satisfy themselves with those luxurious sort of things, even the clothes, pia kubai nguo mzuri, and also kubai also TV, unakuta like nyumba amepimp.
Unashika bedsitter unataka iPhone 17 Air.
Exactly. So they want to be in that level. Like maybe when you are done with the school, maybe you are graduated. You don't want to be the same level with the students when you umeacha huko. So you want to be different, you want to look different, because you think, now you feel like I'm working class. I'm in a certain place.
You are sure mimi yule mzee. It doesn't matter there.
But do you think like budgeting really works in mostly in youth in Kenya? Because without the matters about maybe kuna rent, you have bills to pay, and also the prices of it they are not predictable as of now. So do you think like having a budget really works in
it absolutely works for real. it has worked and it's working for me, especially now when you start earning and you start relying on yourself for that little money that you have or you're getting. And even I remember there's a conversation we had here with, I think they were university students. There's one of the guests who said he was being sent 5K every end of the month. And that was for his upkeep in uni. So imagine you're being given 5K this week, and then by the following week, you don't have a single coin with you. Yeah. So if you only had to devise a budgeting plan that works for you, then you wouldn't be finding yourself in some of these financial pitfalls. Because I believe as well, most of it's called impulsive shopping and buying, where it has happened to me even during December holidays. Ulienda tu super, so uko na 10K kwa pesa. Yeah, unaangalia tu kwa shelf ukimove. By the time unafika pale kwa counter, uko na items kama 10 zenye you had no shopping list on them. Umeziona tu na zikaku attract. So if you had a budgeting plan, or you had a shopping list where you've written down all the things that you think you need, because needs first, or let's say maybe needs then wants later. So I think dividing your life into... So there's a difference
between needing something actually and also wanting it, something.
Because need it must satisfy the current hunger. So it's I think it's insatiable. Insatiable meaning it cannot be replaced by something else. So you have to just do it, but for you want a car, bruh. You can work until you're 30 and you will eventually be able to afford it, or you can go rob a bank if you wanna die early, So I think needing to know, having clear line between these are my needs and these are my wants, it actually helps. And I think that's what, like the example you've given, you're in campus. I think that the time I bought the most clothes, for sure, I was in campus. Bro, I used to shop every Saturday and Friday.
Wow.
New outfits at a boutique. I even had, I think, a sponsorship. There's one of my friends who owned a boutique where he was exporting outfits from Dubai. So nilikuanga na every shoe, Nike, Jordan, I had, like if you'd have come to my house, bro, like almost this whole setup, ilikuwa tu viatu zimeja, shirts, t-shirts, everything from those labels, Gucci and everything. So when I became older, I graduated, nikakaa nje, and then my dad died. Bro. At some point, I sold my shoes to someone. At some point, that was way back. So if I would have been saving that money, trust me, I would have been the richest guy out of campus. And trust me, I still feel like I regret it. I shopped a lot, bro. Nilikuwa na whole, like hii studio, let's say like quarter, nilikuwa tu na manguo. But it came from a place of an experience, I'd say, because I just wanted to be fashionable. I sikuwa narudia nguo, I'd shop, and then pia dad would support, So it was a thing. He'd think, Brian is doing media, lazima kama star. So it was too much. Trust me, I still regret it. I wish I would have saved that money. I wish I would have, So wanting to look fashionable and going with the trends can also waste you.
I think that's a problem, because I remember when we were in campus, this type of influence, when mostly on January's when you started a new semester. So everybody wants to look clean on that new year. So kila mtu anataka
kupiga luku
na with that trend. So there's that one guy kwa class mwenye, of course you knew, that you ni jamaa wa maluku.
That was me in campus. And then top it off nikakuwa class rep.
So lazima.
Bro, I was killing them. Wanasema kuwa kunywa, nilikuwa na wakunywa 10 over 10. That's why I'm telling you, I deeply low-key I regret it. Sorry, go ahead.
So I was saying, like, there's that guy, that one guy mwenye mnajua who usually looks good. Like usually dress smart. Na si ati ni nguo tu hivi, ni nguo za bei. So you want to emulate that type. Like maybe unaona anakaa vizuri, you want to look just exactly like him. I know, kama venye umesema kuna mtu kwa class alikuwa anasema, I want to look like Brian Sako.
I had earrings. I wish you put your picture.
You had earrings.
Yes, bro. I had earrings. I had an afro, actually. This is a polished version of Sako. I think tutafanya montage.
But everybody was there. Also, hata mimi nikiangalia.
Pure look a bad boy.
Oh my! Let me tell you. I dyed my hair I think red or pink. I don't remember.
Wow.
Remember that was when
red or pink,
yeah,
bro.
in 2022, in 2021,
Yeah.
that when I joined campus in 2021
Yeah.
is when this artist, his name Ruga
Yeah.
started to eat the mainstream.
Yeah.
So
The guy with one eye.
Yeah, with one eye. So
Yeah.
I really like the style. So
Yeah.
hata mimi nikaenda with
Ukasema, I must.
nikaenda.
you are sure.
That's how I entered
I'm the
my
Kenyan
that's how
Ruga.
I entered my campus life. So kila
Yeah.
mtu ako, Ruga, that type of
It
notion.
gave you a hype and a certain
So
personality.
in my first year, it was all about Ruga, all about parties and everything, just looking amazing, looking good, and end up with the trend, go with the looks.
Yeah.
But when I came to my second year, now I knew much about life. There's not like every time you just depend on the parents just to give you money. You have to look on your own way to find that extra coin. So I started to devise my own ways to kutafuta huku nje. So all that ikaanza kunitoka like slowly. The more I grew, the more I started to mature, to just I can say I started to mature step by step, as much as I started to interact with more people, just seeing more about life, not all about yourself, and also not all about impressing other people. Just like your personal growth, the most important, mostly concerning about money.
Yeah.
Because I find a lot of youth pale nje, they do make that mistake that I did.
All of us, we go through that.
When you get that little money, I think it's all, mostly maybe 90% of men, when you get that little money, what do you want to do? You want to look good. Just so that everybody, the showries.
Fanya kwanza saizi with vlogging and streaming.
Exactly.
Now Instagram, you do it for the likes and the gram, you know.
But I think that's the problem, Ikwabo. When you don't see the future, you don't look at the future. What will I do in the future? Nikitoka ishule, nitafanya nini? Because I know the moment you step out of campus, ushamaliza campus, mzazi mostly what they do, they wash their hands, wanasema I'm done with you.
Tafuta kazi.
Tafuta kazi. That's what happens. So nyi uko nje, just know, the moment you're done with your campus life, tafuta kazi. That's what you do. So what do? You should start planning very early.
Like be futuristic, envision yourself.
Exactly.
I'll honestly tell you as you close up on that point anyways, I think in my class, because there's Stephanie, my co-host right here, was my classmate. So we met with Stephanie in university when I was, I think, when we were going to 2.2. Because initially there's usually a separation, especially if you're doing a degree or getting into masters, where if you are doing broadcast journalism with a major of broadcast or a major of, I think there's a word for it, and then also there's a public relations option. So we met with Steph when we were going to second sem. So we were in the same lecture hall all through until the very end. So I'd say that transition, it gave me a highlight of I was the first one to get a job. I had a TV job. Still, I was on TV and I was on radio before I got to second year.
Wow.
Yes, and even because I did a diploma as well. So I had campus fame because I had done campus radio. So nilikuanga starboy. Kila mtu alikuwa ananiita, kila mtu alikuwa ananihug, nilikuwa nimeweka vitu mob kwa hiyo campus. Yeah. So when we were joining with stream making Steph, I was a famous guy in the classroom. And people would just come to me to ask me, how did you get these jobs? Lecturers keep on, shoving people at me. So I had a job, but I was still schooling. School fees was being paid, but I had some extra money on the line, So I was always this serious guy who has a TV job in this, so lecturers keep on referring them to me. We were friends with Steph, I think, as soon as I got into that, into the stream, So Steph can even tell my story without me telling you anything, So I think for me, I had a bit of money and a bit of support, So in as much as I was doing all these things, but nilikuwa nafanya kazi, but then I was not saving, to be honest. I was not saving, and also, like I said, once you exit campus, and boom, just know that. And for me, my parent died. My dad, who was my biggest support
I'm speaking
system.
from experience myself. So
so hapo hivyo itabidi tu sasa you have to be
disciplined. So how would you advise
niseme
kijana kwa hapo nje, when you get that little money, your extra coin, even 1,000 bob, how would you spend it wisely, not just erroneously going to spend it on anything? So how would you advise them?
I'd use an example. I think kuna guest tulimu interview could have been the last week of December last year, where we talked about stories za money trauma. Unajua kuna wase wenye ameishi kwa mashida kwa background yao, in that hata kipata 1,000 bob he'd rather sleep hungry
than use that money
to find something healthy to eat. So I think you need to have some sort of like an awareness. Ujue tu like, what are you prioritizing? Are you prioritizing your food, your daily meals? Uko na chakula kwanza? Because food really matters either way, whether you are in good condition or in bad condition, you'll have to eat. So just ensure uko na food. Yeah, na ikuwe food yenye iko budgeted for pia, because sometimes unaweza enda supana hiyo 1,000 but ushtukia umebuy chicken, tena umebuy sausage, like what is that? Yeah. If it's not budgeted for, it has happened to me many times. So ukiwa tu na a budgeting plan, unaweza survive na hiyo 1,000 bob.
Yeah.
But trust me, sometimes it's not gonna work.
Temptations.
It's not gonna work. So you try your best, me I'll tell you. I've interviewed so many experts. I'll just tell you, try your best. And I think sometimes it's also all about luck, you know? Yeah, I think it's about luck here.
Okay,
but just being conscious.
Yeah, and knowing your budget, and also know the amount of money that you have in your pocket.
Yeah.
But you find like maybe a while ago, maybe let's say 10 years ago, it was easier to count the money that you have in your pocket, because you're carrying notes everywhere. Like we had 1,000 notes, you had 500, you got 100 bob note. So do you think now with the mobile banking, the M-Pesas, the paying with the M-Pesas, do you think it is somehow imeshukisha ile amount of like that amount of consciousness when you are using your money, because you can just pay it na utaangalia the balance that you have? Do you think like it may cause that type of problem?
But there you have a point. I think that's a good question. I think it happens almost to everyone, where unajua tu nilipa na M-Pesa, ni how much?
Like you don't actually look at the balance. So
uangali. Then you move on to the next point. Hizi chipo zina cost ngapi? Ni so mbili, boom, ushalipa.
Exactly.
By the time you're heading back to the house, 1,000 bob is coof dead. You know, it's gone. It's gone. So I think you have a point hapo kwa your digital divide. In a way that unajua tu mimi niko na 5k kwa M-Pesa. So I'll keep on paying. Boom, shoko ni ukienda kudoze. Unaamka uko na 1,000 bob. It happens.
Why do you feel like most in the situations like maybe kuna juu na 5,000 but you've been spending a lot, unajua
kwa vitu ndogo
like unajua kwa akili maybe the money imeshuka. Why do you feel like most people wanaogopa kuangalia, to actually check the actual balance in your corner?
Actually, for real. Me, I usually check. Like for real, I'd rather check nijue tu.
You've never found yourself uko unaogopa like kuangalia the balance?
No.
Because unajua overspend.
No. I want to check so that nisikuja nikaenda place, nika-invitiwa, ama nika-pull up kwa situation, nijikute kwa mata. But if something that I hate, or maybe hate is a strong word, that I dislike, is kuna time tulienda kwa event inaitwa Rhythm and Branch. It was I think towards the end of last year they hosted this R&B standard at Joe Thomas. It happened pale Carnival. But the first edition ilikuwa Ngongrescos kwa hiyo nini itwaje? There's like a whole field huko hivyo.
The Oasis and things.
Yes, right. Exactly. So kuingia hivi kwa event, at a mojito is costing 1,500. So me, I'm like, okay, let me just buy it. Bro, by the time I was heading to the event, my mood was just, how can a mojito cost 1,500? Bro, and it's just a small bottle, you know? And I just looked at the audience. Trust me, the people who are there, watu walikuwa na land na choppers pale. So I think also knowing where you go and how much you're gonna spend, like ujue tu kama unaenda kwa event, kama hauna more than 20k, don't attempt spending anything. Like keep the money, the little that you have, usijaribu kujieka kwa mata. Because I hated it. Why am I spending 1,500 on a mojito? Plus it wasn't that smooth and sweet. Utasema it's worth the money. Because I was even telling that chick, I'm sure even at Kempiski, a mojito does not cost 1,500. No, it's because of the event and the people who are here. Because and of course I needed something to drink, and I was extremely thirsty, and it was hot. Yeah, it was hot, and then temperatures they can change. So yeah, I usually check, ndo nisiaji kutatena. Kwa situation kai, I'm like, bro, I only had 9k na nikitoa hii itanieka kwa mashida. So staki kabisa. So it's very important to check.
I know that risk, because I actually been there when I was working kwa hiyo company ya EV. So we took a golf cart kwa that place. So I saw the environment. It's all about watu wakicheza golf. So najua the audience.
So I'm telling you, people who are landing with choppers and coming to the event. It was an R&B event where people are enjoying, classic music from the Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. So I think I'll show you some of the videos, and I think I have a whole vlog on it. So somewhere I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Uone tu watu wenye wako wanakuja hapo, si watu wanateseka. Ni watu wako level fulani in life, and they're not afraid of spending. Like for them, they came to spend actually. So imagine you going to a place where people came to spend because they have money to spend.
And why do you think people find themselves in situation like that? Like unajikuta uko place enye ufit kwa in that moment you are not fitting to be in that place. Maybe because of the environment is different from what you are used to. But umejipata hapo, watu unajipata aje kwa situation kama
like for me, I say the organizer of the event, because how far, not like it was a bad thing, I was actually dying to be a part of that event. So nilikuwa nimwambia the organizer, if I miss out on this one, bro, the friendship is dead. So yeah, I had free tickets. I had free tickets to the entry, but I think too maybe budgeting was a little bit, because people are eating good meals, bro. People came to spend and eat. So I think, kwanga pressure, hype.
I think pressure mostly.
And then the FOMO. Fear of missing out because wase warende yako click yako wanaenda huko hivyo kwa fun, so lazima pia ukue, so utaki kumiss. So you'd rather borrow money from the bank, get an M-Shwari loan or a Fuliza to go there, and it renders you, I think, in financial pitfalls.
I was talking to one of my friends. He was working, I think he was working at Westland that time, on a liquor shop at Westland. So he was getting paid 20,000. Actually, he had rent to pay, and also he had transport to pay. So it was like the expenditure that he was, the bills that he was to pay, they were much than than he could afford. So he could find himself like amebakisha tu pesa kidogo pale kwa M-Pesa. So but he still wanted to do that lavish type of life. So unakuta like ameshalipa bills or that, then the extra money that amebakia nayo all goes to starehe tu. So nakuta even is the start of the month, the second week of the month, hana anything. So what he does, alikuwa anakopa just to sustain the rest of the month. So unajua when the salary comes now, he has to pay the debt that he is
gone.
So it's like a cycle where
cycle of debt.
anakopa, then he has to repay again. So alikuwa amejipata kwa that situation. So he came to me, akaniuliza, what should I do? So my advice was just wewe achana hizi mambo, kama you cannot sustain that type of life, don't even dare
read the Bible, cover yourself with the blood of Jesus.
But nowadays you cannot stay indoors without doing anything. Let's say you have a group of friends. And then all they do is maybe party or even go out on those maybe dates or even picnics. You know, hapo ina require a lot of money. Like you have to have that extra cash. But uko pale kwa nyumba, you don't have to. You have, as you have said, for more, you fear missing out on such a occasion. So what can you advise kijana pale nje? Like you have a group of friends, but you fear missing out on those activities that they do, but you still don't have the money to sustain that type of life that they do, but you don't want to disappoint your friends at the same time. So how can you advise them?
Wow, that's a good question. I think fear of missing out. But I recently had this ROMO. Is it ROMO? Relief, So here the opposite of fear of missing out is ROMO. It's called relief of missing out, where it's now turning out that there's people who feel relieved that they were not part of that event. Hakuenda. And so drama yote happen. He or she is not a part of it. It's called ROMO, relief of missing out. But like you said, I think fear of missing out is actually taking over a lot of people. Even us as journalists, you want to be a part of the next big event. Even when Asha Speedo is coming right here in Kenya, tulikuwa tunajiuliza sisi tuko wapi wenye tunamuinterview bwana, tuko a part of it. So I say fear of missing out is going to be a part of your life every day, especially if you're an outgoing person. So knowing yourself, ukijijua, you'll be comfortable with not being included or not being invited. Like you'll be at peace. Way back for me, I wasn't at peace with not being included or invited. I'd be like, sasa mbona hamkuniambia, mkaenda peke yenu, siwataki tena, mimi si beshte yenu tena. But now I'm like, oh, thank you, thank God sikuenda. Unasikia tu sijui people are robbed,
I think
people found themselves in trouble. And for you, ulikuwa tu kwa keja umechill, ukiomba God, ukifast, ukiombea country. So if ukijijua,
self-control.
Exactly. Self-control, knowing yourself. knowing your limits and what you can and what you can't do, itakusave from a lot of trouble. Because actually also, there's a way, I think there's a guest was sure, because I think, was it on Power Talk, alikuwa anasema, there's something called money consciousness, where you're not spending from a place of impulse, where like umeona hiyo shati ya James, naitaka. Is it satisfying a need or a want? So because if you know yourself, you'll not, make these, let's say, uncalculated moves and decisions and choices that later on lead you into, debt or crisis. Because unajielewa, unajua, this month I have enough outfits for the show, so I'm comfortable to go without, spending. Because unajielewa, yeah. Haujisikia wakisema mtu mwenye anajitambua, chali anajitambua, ama manzi anajielewa. Yes. So ukijielewa na ukijijua,
I think that's the most
never find yourself
part,
even linking with some friends and wakwambia, sako sijui tunaenda West. Unajua tu kienda hiyo West, you'll have to spend or you'll have to drink. Na unajua Monday, you have to go to work, bro.
Exactly.
So it means you'll be a zombie. But ukijijua unajielewa, you know your limits. On Sunday you're supposed to be at church to pray and just get yourself spiritually nourished. So because then kujijua, it's identity. It's an identity crisis.
Exactly.
And I'll also tell you, even from what I've shared and what you've shared, you ukiwa university, you're buying outfits and clothes and shoes. Identity crisis.
Exactly.
Hujijui, bro. Mbona unabuy hizi viatu zote? Ndio nakwambia saizi ndo najiona tu like, Sanko, you are foolish, you are silly, you are stupid. Because bro, nimejaza viatu na kila kitu na manguo na labels zote. At the end of the day, sizivai zote, So waste of money, identity crisis. Kutojijua.
So the most important part is kujijua and also having the self-control. Yes. Also know, your friends pia. Kama they leave you out because you are not doing certain things that they are doing. Those are not true friends. Yeah.
I want to be a part of the Romo team.
The Romo.
Relief of missing out. I want that. Now that I'm older. Thank God I didn't go. Thank God I wasn't invited. Thank God I did not commit. Because also you have to commit, imagine.
Yeah.
You have to commit and dedicate yourself. Because if you want to be a part of something, it means you're full circle in. It means you'll incur the costs of going to that sherehe, even if it includes you guys doing things that are not morally upright, So right now, me, I'm just like, no, because I have to work to get this money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a situation like you find maybe I come to your house, I see you have this brand new TV, maybe a 65-inch, and I feel like I have that pressure just to buy that TV, that type of TV, but I don't have that money. But unajua kuna these companies where you can just go and I just take it with maybe a deposit, then you go pay later.
Iko?
Yeah, ziko hadi kwa simu ziko. Even I think mobile phones, they are doing that. Even hata nyumba, hata gari, like those type of where you can deposit some cash, then you still are paying maybe in installments, maybe monthly installments, or you can pay later with maybe you have been given a duration of 6 months to pay it, or they come back to take your TV plus another thing that you have put if you cannot pay
as a guarantee.
Yeah. So
security.
So I think I was talking to some guy, alikuwa niambia that's a type of trap mostly for the young people.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, because you find yourself in that pressure just to own that type of gadget, but you cannot really afford it. So what do? You take it on a debt. So that means a minus.
The security something.
Yeah.
Meaning that unapeana tuseme kama title deed.
License ya kitu, yeah. I was back at home, kuna this guy, I think alichukua gari. After kuchukua gari, what did he do? I think he deposited about 500k. So akabakia with another.
How much was the car? What was the retail
price?
price?
1.9.
1.9.
So akabakia with another 1.4 to pay. So aka put down the house ya babake. Si yake, like ilikuwa babake.
Security for the car.
So it's like a lot of people have found themselves. I don't know if you remember back in the day. I think in the 2010s, kulikuwa na these KWFT for the women. Walikuwa na raid mostly kwa nyumba za watu because wameshinda kulipa, maybe walichukua fridge. Those mostly walikuwa na serve the ladies, the women. So walikuwa na pay those kitchen utensils, like those types of fridge, also the gas cookers, these sort of things. But find in some few months huwezi lipa hiyo deni. So what they do, they come back.
The auction. That's auctioning actually.
Now they actually sell it at a very low price. Maybe compare, wanaweza kuja wachukue your phone maybe bought it at 30,000 Kenyan shillings, and then use it with 5,000, just
to repay themselves.
Exactly.
I think that's chronic. Oh, that's the worst of the worst. And also I think the one where people use a piece of land as security. Imagine for your piece of land kuna grave here, because for us Africans unasemanga sijui kwenye babu alizikwa haiwezi uzwa. I think in my community they're very strong in that. So wewe umechukua piece ya shamba yenu umepeana security for a car, and look, the auctioneers are now coming for your whole entire generation, you know. I think that's crazy.
So
ridiculous.
It's like a trap for the young people. Yeah. Because mostly they are not, let's say, they are not really experienced with life. Maybe he's a 21-year-old.
To buy a TV screen? So to me, it's ameenda kwa neighbor. Me at some point I used to watch TV from my neighbor.
There's no need to own it. Utabakia minus kwa your banks, no? Yeah,
for sure. Why should you have a fancy, gadget on your screen and you know very well that, you'll not own it entirely. Space, You'll not own it entirely.
And it's not really a need that you want.
Just what is it satisfying? Netflix? Am I watching I Show Speed? Because right now there's even nothing interesting on it. Anyways, karibu ni chome. There's nothing interesting on some of these platforms. And utasema, if I miss it, I used to be like that. I can't miss to watch this show when I was starting out. Anyways, right now you can find everything on your mobile phone. Yeah. Tune into a podcast. You will see a summary of everything.
It's actually more convenient.
Yes, absolutely. Than sitting down. Oh, even though I have a TV, I don't want to deny that. But I don't think it's such a super need like lazima tu kuwe nayo, because even there's some religions where they don't have a TV screen, bro. Hawana TV, wanasikiza tu radio. Maisha inasonga na wako healthy.
When we were little, I think the first time I saw a TV in my home ilikuwa I think 2012 2011,
and you lived
from
a
2003
very good life.
So
imagine,
I was just used to it. Kama ni TV naona kwa neighbor ama kwa my uncle, so that I was just we are used to that life. Ikifika jioni, just meet up with the family, mnaongea tu like.
But I know right now in your house you have a TV
of course.
Because you can afford it and you're working,
Exactly.
So judging also from your story, I think there's some things in life maybe you can have them when you're able to have them, when you have the capacity. So you have to be patient, exercise a little bit of discipline, and like we said, be futuristic. Envision yourself to be on TV, envision yourself to own it. You've worked for it, meaning that you'll have to embrace some level of discipline and working in the process. Trusting the process, Gen Z umesema hataki. But anyways, you have to.
And what do you think, like saving, mostly about the saving? Saving is very hard, mostly for the Gen Z. But we still know it's very important for your future. But why do you find it very hard to save that little money that you have?
I think I asked that question one of the guests, maybe in the 2-3 weeks ago in the show we had, maybe ile Christmas, I think, ile episode ya mwisho, and alisema most people actually suffer from impulsive. I think we've talked about it. Impulsive shopping and buying, and impulsive, like una create two need yenye haiko. Sasa ni Christmas, okay, we want to eat chicken, and then we have to add mutton, we have to add beef, tena tuongeze umeanza kuongeza vitu zenye hata hazihitajiki for that time. Chicken is enough. So I think the impulse shopping and buying and impulse needs ndo zinafanyanga tunashindwa kusave. But kuna guest mwenye alisema like once you discipline yourself na uanze kusave now, ukubali, because this saving is a sacrifice for real. Also judging from the responses I've received, it's a sacrifice. It means you're denying yourself to have that saving.
Must be very
so even if it includes you suffering, like in hizo doses ziguze na umezilock kwa your account. So I think atunanga your discipline, your sacrifice. Most of us, it could even be billionaires as well. But billionaires hiyo inamaanisha huyo ni msee alikuwa na discipline nyingine.
A lot.
It's even more than spiritual discipline so far.
And, now which are the ways that maybe you want to start your saving? Maybe you maybe umeanza kufanya is your first month ama your second month kwa kazi. Which are some of the ways that you can save that little money that you get?
You said even it's your first
or even your second month, even your third. Maybe you have been working and you want to start saving for a young one, because your experience in life, you have said you have reached the 30 year old.
I tell you.
So maybe for a 21-22 year old mwenye ameanza kufanya kazi recently, so how would you advise them? And to start on saving? Which are some of the ways that they can start on saving?
I think still we'll still go back to knowing your needs and your wants, and also deciding the kind of life that you want to live. Because you want to live in Kilimani, bro, and you're being paid 20K. I'm just using Kilimani as a figurative example. Sisemi kuishi Kilimani ni mbaya. Yeah, knowing the quality of life that you want to live. Can you afford it? Can you sustain it? I think there's a saying, it was in one of the lyrics maybe, that said, if you can buy it once, it doesn't mean that you can afford it. Just because you bought it once doesn't mean that you can afford it. But if you can buy it every day, then it means you can afford it. The same way to life. If you can manage to live in Runda and you're able to pay rent as a tenant in Runda, it means you have the money that sustains it, right? Yeah. So knowing the quality of life that you want to live and deciding that, either I'm working to finance this life or I'm being financed. Or I have so many sources of revenue, of income. So I think most of us find ourselves in, I say also judging also from my previous mistakes, because at some point I used to live in a 2-bedroom house. Yes, I had 2 friends once or twice, they'd come in and whatever. But why was I living?
It's not necessary.
I don't have kids, you're not married. You don't have a house up. Like, why are you living in a 2-bedroom house and you're just a student here? But I had a TV job. I was like, mimi ni star. So I have to. So I think hapo kwa having, what are they called? What is the word? Priorities zako zisipokuwa right, unajikutanga you're on the edge. Like you said, that friend of yours who is borrowing to survive through the next month. So quality lifestyle. Ukijua tu lifestyle yenye unataka kuishi, now you can sustain it and fund it and finance it on your own without crying to your mother. Si mbaya kulilia mother or father, but people outside that. So I'd say for me that has been the biggest lesson. Could decide life yenye unaweza finance na we fund bila kulia ama kupigia watu masimu umekwama ama umeshikwa ama umeanguka ama umeangukiwa, so quality of your life. And I think hata university students, bro, uko first year na unataka kuishi Runda ama in Karen, you are renting a house.
For what reason?
What are you doing? Are you vlogging? Are you shooting a film in your house? You are a student, go to school, come back. But sisemi ati kama uko na pesa, exactly like I've said, kama unajua you can finance it, cool, go to Karen, Kileleshwa, get the biggest condo, live in. But ukijua tu it's on you, hapo lazima sacrifice some 1, 2, 3 things once again.
Exactly. Now talking about sustaining your life, do you think like one income stream is enough to looking at how life is today? Do you think having a one income stream, maybe you have a job 9 to 5, is really enough to sustain the life that you want to, maybe the standard of life that the standard of living that we are currently? Do you think having one income stream is really enough, mostly for the young people?
Quite frankly, I think saizi things are getting thicker. Si uongo. Things are getting tighter. Things are getting thicker because you look at maybe you're used to, maybe you're at a job where you're being paid 30K. You've been there for 5 years. Nothing is changing. Nothing is working. But also the quality. Do you know the quality of your life, bro, grows every day?
Exactly.
It grows every day. Actually, your needs increase year by year, day by day, month by month. Even with the outfits, I'll talk about the same shirt every day.
You need to change it.
You need a fresher shirt. You need to update. You need to upgrade to something that also suits the moment. So, I think it still goes back again to just the quality of your life that you want to sustain. But then sources of income, lazima you diversify. I think like right now you need like 2-3 jobs to get through, like to just live the best life. No wonder kuna forex. Kuna forex na mnajua tu wanasema. Like somebody is working somewhere else but they're doing forex trading on their mobile phone. Just unashanga this person watching a Netflix show, kumbe they're doing forex trading. So I think also there's a guest who also gave me the same response. Like it's very important to have like multiple sources of revenue, of income that give you different amounts of money at the end of the month, so that sikenya huku hivi watajam, tell them peace, siko baya.
I don't know why,
but thanks for the time.
People actually get satisfied having one type of income. Maybe you are being paid good.
I think being comfortable.
Being comfortable. But can't you ask yourself, if I'm being paid this, maybe about 50 or 40, you are okay with that, maybe why can't you ask yourself, what if, just what if I do another extra thing, then I get that extra coin.
Maybe being lacking in being innovative and forward thinking, like being forthright and super forward, knowing that, you know what, I'm looking at myself in the next 2.5 years. Will I still want to meet the same people I meet every day? The way they talk to me, do I want to keep such a record? There's people who say, you know what, me, I'm done.
I'm comfortable with it.
By the way,
I was actually,
they're comfortable, like you said.
I was actually going this time. I was going to my place. Sasa nilikuwa kwa line kujia gari. So there's this dude who was in front of me. He looked maybe mid 40s, or almost 50. Then
what?
The
you
same.
Could tell?
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, I could just tell by looking at him. Yeah, I could actually tell. We see kijana mdogo. But I was actually asking myself, do I want to see myself maybe in the coming years nikiwa kwa the same line,
kichunga
line with the same with the young people. Unajua ni watu mostly the students and mostly when wanaanzisha maisha. So I was asking myself, do I want this? Do I want at that age? Because I want to be driving a certain car at a certain age. So I think most of the people don't have that. Actually have goals set for their life. Maybe
being futuristic.
Being futuristic. When you reach this certain age, you want to have achieved this. Looking at people like mostly Mr. Beast. You know Mr. Beast. I think he's 27 right now. And he's a billionaire actually.
Speed is a millionaire.
Speed just turned 21. He's a millionaire.
He's a baby boy.
So you can just challenge yourself. Unajiuliza, mbona mimi nisikuwe kama the same? Hata kama sitakuwa the same level with them. Why can't I reach a certain level yenye? At least I have something of my own.
But unajua pia you need to understand, see it in a defend. I'm trying to downplay it. That's a very incredible, by the way, pointer. Unajua kuna watu life iliwapiga.
I know that.
If you look at for me, I'd be proud. Actually, my dad was my mentor because my dad was is the former managing director of the sugar company. That was a government parastatal. My dad was a public figure, so to say. So for me, I'd say I came from a place of advantage just a little bit because my dad worked so hard in life and he made it. We had the priority of being taken to almost a group of schools and experiencing good life. So I'd say kuna watu life imewapiga to, like, genuinely walipigwa na life na wakadelay kupata breakthroughs, and so they are adapting. They're also like taking it a day at a time. Now sometimes I usually try to understand. Unakuta mtu tu hata kama uko kwa matatu watu wanajiongelesha. Unakuta mtu amejam na haongei na mtu. Na they're in the middle age man or woman. Kumbe tu ni stresses za maisha, you know. Ajalipia watoto school fees, you know, ushago maybe wamemtema, hata maybe wanamdiscriminate, especially if you're a man. You're 40, haujaoa, hauna gari, hauna nyumba, hauna watoto wote, hata your family is like, this one is an outcast. So I genuinely understand that point. Now that I'm older, you know, when I was 20 singekubali hiyo story. Hata singekubali kukaa kwa matatu ati nikae na msee unanifinya and you're older than me, go work hard. But right now I see it, I'm just like, enyewe kuna wasi upitia life.
I know.
So si kila msee succeed. There's people who break through takes time, like they have to go through maybe life training, life pitfalls, life crises, but eventually they end up, you know, getting breakthrough. So even judging from my own experience as a person as well, naelewa. Siwezi judge. But and I'd do my best to help too if I was at a position. But like you said, sometimes
the point is you should just challenge yourself.
You're 45 and 50 and you're still squeezing yourself with 20-year-olds in this matatu. Pia you think, kwani what did I do wrong in life? But pia you overthink because by the way, and life is too precious.
That's why I took it as a challenge because I'm young, so I took it as a challenge. I said I should not be I should not be here. Maybe when I'm at my 50s, I should not be there. So I took it as a challenge and not judge the person.
That was a lesson.
So I took it as a challenge for myself actually. So as I was saying, I want people just to challenge themselves. Maybe when you are young, you should just challenge yourself. Unajiuliza, what should I do at this? Maybe when I reach my 40s, when I reach my 50s, what should I have achieved in life? Those sort of maybe goals set for your life. I think that's another key thing in life.
Also, are you leaving inheritance for your kids? It's very important. I think also having an experience of a dad who died.
But do you think
inheritance is very important?
Okay, talking about inheritance, do you think life now is very hard compared to back in the day?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think by the time I was talking to my dad actually, and he was telling me by the time he was 27, he already had 3 kids.
Yeah,
he already had a house.
I think even my dad too.
Because I was the third born in my family, so he already had me.
At the age of 27?
At the age of 27.
Maybe I'm a second born or a first born. Yeah, I'm a first born.
You already had me.
You're
so
27.
A family, a house, and a job. So I was looking at it, I'm like, kwani maisha kitambo ndo ilikuwa rahisi ama we just live in a different
generation? With 1,000 bob ungepata shamba. Hujasikia ukisema dad watu wakigrab mashamba walikuwa
wamejificha.
Yes, because things came easy that time.
Because I was looking at my brother, my big brother. I think he's turning 28, 29 this year. So there's a lot of pressure on him.
To marry as well.
To marry, exactly. So there's that.
Does he have a career, like a suitable career?
He's actually a teacher.
Yeah. Mwambie siharakishe.
So watu wanamwambia watu wanamwambia he should marry. There's that certain
don't marry. Number 1, don't marry. Number 2, don't marry. Number 3, don't marry. Number 4, repeat 1, 2, 3. If you're a gentleman, don't marry. If you know you're not established. Because marriage is financing.
Yeah, it's financing.
Baby's financing.
That's another responsibility you might care.
Yeah. So repeat 1 to 4. Don't marry until you can sustain it, because marriage dynamics have changed. If you look at the way our dads, like you said, at 27 your dad already had resources. Right now a 27-year-old is trying to wake up and curate a TikTok right now. TikTok video. Any photographer. Ujaona ile mimia. Wewe Nairobi, wewe ni photographer, you are 30, but a 22-year-old in Oshago has 4 kids and 3 wives. So life dynamics really come into play. Way back life was a little bit, let's say warm and easy. Right now everything costs money. You can't live in Nairobi without money, unless hata kama unaishi home lazima utabuy something. You can't. To move to work, you have money. To go back, you spend money. To eat, spend money. Meet a friend, you're spending money.
Exactly.
So kila kitu pesa. If you don't have it, wait, be patient and work through it. Yeah.
So what there's this thing called a financial myth, mostly among the youth. Unajipata kuna I was talking to my friend, alikuwa ananiambia mimi siwezi jituma, kama kitu imekataa. So eri niache, wanasema ijipe. So I think that's a financial myth in watu wakona. When I'm young, I'm not supposed to sweat. I'm not supposed to strain at it so that I can achieve certain things. It just assumes like when you get older, the more you get older, things will just work out for you. Do you think that's a financial myth, like the youth, mostly the young people, should unlearn?
Yeah, I think that you've put it in the best way possible so far. But like if kama unasema itajipa and you're sure itajipa and you put up the resources and everything ijipe, then sure. But don't give up on your dreams, especially if you are the first. Unakumbuka alikuwa naitwa nani ule cabinet secretary alisema once you're 30 you're the background. Your family is no longer the issue, you are the problem now. So ensure that you work to accomplish your dreams. I'm pretty sure if I would have just relaxed in my campus years, niko pale campus radio, sidhani kama ningegaining hiyo nini ya to get these TV gigs and jobs. So work on your dream, don't sleep on it, because if you do, you'll miss out. Haitajipa tu ati utafika 30 and then you wake up. But there's people who wake up at 30, but there's people who have to start earlier. So different trajectories, but if you've put up systems that can make it work for the future, that's what I'll say.
Exactly. So I think the time is not on our side, so we just need to close it up. But I believe everyone umeshika kidogo pale. Bransako ameadvise vizuri sana leo about money ethics, what you should do with your money, how you should save your money, and also don't use money vibaya pale nje. Don't buy anything. Know the difference between your needs, and also know the difference between your needs and wants, and also be insatiable. Don't be insatiable. That is, know when to satisfy yourself. Maybe you have that 1,000, but usiende tu buy anything hourly. So just know your priorities and also learn to save your money. So any final remarks ndio tufunge hii kitu?
Yeah, I think I have no any other final remarks. I think all I can say
Okay,
is
just give them their social media.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll absolutely see you tomorrow bright and early right here, maybe with Gems as well, or maybe a different host as well at Y254 channel at Brand Circle 101. Thank you for watching. Yeah.
So thank you so much for tuning in from morning up to, say, I think it's just 2 minutes to 10. So thank you so much for being our viewer today. James John, let's meet here on Thursday. I think tomorrow you have a Liz and a Valentine, if I'm not wrong. So let's meet here on Thursday. We talk about matters about sports, and on a Monday and Tuesday next week we'll be here with Brian Sako. So let's meet here.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for watching.
From Y254, we wish you a lovely, lovely day.